evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to today's session. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to wish all the gentlemen here a happy Wednesday. We appreciate you joining us today and taking an active step towards building a better home for your family. So, today's topic is something extremely important for every homeowner, especially in a fast growing city like Bengaluru. Dream home, right interiors. 5 design traps Bengaluru homeowners regret later. We are very glad to have participants from different parts of the city joining us to understand how to avoid costly mistakes and make smarter interior design decisions. This webinar is hosted by Kolo as a part of our mission to give homeowners the right information at the right time, so you can build your dream home without confusion or regret. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker of the day, Mrs. Latha Pinnamaneni, founder of Sambata Creations. With over 10 years of experience and 400 plus completed projects and strong expertise in customized interiors. Her practical insights and hands-on experience make her the perfect guide for today's topic. So thank you all once again for being here, and thank you, Latha ma'am. We are so excited to have you in the session. And over to you, ma'am. You can start the session.
Yeah, thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. So today we're going to talk about the 5 design traps Bengaluru homeowners normally feel after their interiors or after the design. So before we get into the presentation, I would like to share my thoughts on what a home means to all of us. So this is a place for emotional, physical comfort. This is a place you relax and bond with your family members, and it reflects the individual's personality and identity. It allows for connection, social gatherings. This is where the home evolves, should be able to accommodate new life stages of all individuals. So in brief, I would like to put it in a caption called space. So home is also a space where you have you have gatherings, you have your children studying, you have your yoga, meditation, prayer happening, you have your space for all your clothes, your personal items, personal collection, and your shoes and books and whatever. So this is where you would want to have it more stylish. It should have a blend of a good color palette. You should have area or room for everything. It should be comfortable and it should be aesthetically beautiful. So why do you think homeowners normally feel that they have fallen into a design trap and they're regretting later? For me, I feel it is they start without having a proper design plan. So we know that whenever you book an apartment or a flat, you will have the floor plan much ahead before your handover. So they don't understand when to start planning for interiors, although this is available before the actual handover. Now, what's the purpose of this whole floor plan? You can do appropriate space planning using the floor plan. You can look at Vastu adherence. You can know the heights of the ceilings, doors, and window positions. What are the beams and column obstacles in the existing floor plan? You can ask your builder to give you an AutoCAD drawing. Most of the builders do provide that these days. So also, I would say they do not know the importance of hiring an interior designer well ahead of handover. Rather, they do decide to work with a community carpenter or self-design and jump straight into picking raw material, colors, tiles, and furniture. So if you look at a small example here, Vastu compliant sleeping directions. I'm not saying that everybody should believe in Vastu, but at least technically and scientifically about the sleeping directions, because it is related to science. So look at this particular picture where there is a beam. Aesthetically, it can be used as a partition. Here you see the beams and columns. So your fall ceiling can be planned according to these positions. So why would you think you need an interior designer? They would help you prevent costly mistakes. especially with related to poor quality materials, wrong color palette for finishes, the hardware that is not aligned to the design, mismatched tiles, and many more things like this, over designing, under designing, and this rework costs lakhs. We would deep dive into these in the couple of slides. So what would you regret after the design phase? Mismatched styles. There's no balance in the design, no focal points, overuse of colors. So it looks very chaotic, flashy, loud, and a lot of decoration or excessive ornamentation. Misproportions. So this is more of technical stuff where standard measurements are not used, functionality and comfort is lost. So standard measurements, one simple example is here. If you are looking at this countertop for a kitchen, it should not be in the same line with the module, the storages. It should protrude out so that the water doesn't fall on the cabinets, at least 1 inch out. If you look at this particular wardrobe, there is enough space left for the curtain. That is fine, but no loft added. You think this is going to suffice storage? Look at this. It looks very bright and colorful, but is this something that you can see every day on a daily basis? So functional flaws like wardrobes blocking entryways, windows or kitchens lacking enough counter space, essential accessories which increase the ease of operation, all these are not planned properly. So that would also have rework costs. If you feel that this is not what you really planned or designed or wanted, then you would want to do rework. I would suggest always begin with space planning, 3D walkthroughs, and room by room functionality map. This is just a sample where you have a 3D design and a very detailed 2D design for the visual storage that you're seeing here. Let's move on to the next point. Overcrowding small spaces. So with compact floor plans, over-enthusiastic furniture and color choices quickly shrink a home. So we all know that home or house comes with different sizes. Just as, families are of different sizes because of their, children, age group of children. Some of them are joint families, some of them are nuclear families, some of them are just newly married. Similarly, the houses are also of different sizes, different budgets, different sizes. Now, if we are going to not plan properly, then it would look like there are tight walkways. That is the passages. Rooms are feeling visually smaller than they are. So difficulty cleaning or moving around. There would be renovation costs, which is always high. So I would say discuss and understand your family needs first. Growing family requirements. Always focus on essentials. Essentials in the house which you really want to move in and start functioning. Good to have and luxury can always be added. Foldable and space-saving options to be incorporated. So choose fewer multifunctional space-saving designs that are multi-purpose and convenient to use due to their special mechanisms that result in plenty of breathing space. So just have a look at this. You may feel that there are a lot of stuff added here. However, one important point, the bed is moved completely to the left. Completely to the left, so you have enough passage. So this room has so many things inside, such a compact room, but still there are so many things which are accommodated. Like the study space, there is storage, there is a bed, there is a wardrobe. Look at this picture. This is more like a breakfast counter, also adds up to a workstation. Here you see a pantry unit, mainly for appliances. This is a space where all appliances are neatly put together and there are pull-out trays. This is a foldable bed with a sofa. So it's a sofa come foldable bed. During night, it becomes a bed, and during day, you use this space for just sitting. Here, this could be a room where a study table is there and a pull-out sofa is there with an extra bed. This is a typical wardrobe, but a small space of the wardrobe can be used as a dresser and also to have some knickknacks. So let's understand what are the common design styles for interiors. I would say most of us understand these terms. Dark, warm, light, minimalistic. It looks elegant. This is what most of us do understand. In the design language, it's slightly different. There are a lot of names given to these. I'll just take you through it briefly. So there's minimalistic interiors. By the look of it, you see that less is more. Not many things there. It's very simple, functional, more free space. In a modern style, you have clean lines. There are storages, mostly symmetric, functional and uncluttered. So a little more than the minimalistic kind of design. There are a lot of other elements, but it is also on straight lines. The next style is the contemporary. Here, current trends are used. Whatever is new in the market, whatever is the new latest material finish you have. And also, it's a mix of various styles, smooth features, and bold accents. So it could be a synonym of modern, but a few other extra elements are added. That becomes the contemporary. These are other design styles. The Bohemian, simple, functional, clean and uncluttered. Here you have Scandinavian, essential and practical, neutral color palette, mostly on grays, whites, one single bold color like a blue. And this is the industrial type where most of the backdrop and elements are raw, unfinished, like brick and metal. And then we have another one, which is a traditional. So it's more rooted to the native. And it's quite historic, lasting for a long time. People do carry their stuff, which they have for a longer time, probably because of the quality of the material. And also, it makes it look very elegant and, of course, rich. Now let's come back to the other point, which feels like a design trap. So underestimating the budget. On the right-hand side, you see an ad, which I'm sure most of us would have seen by a lot of interior designers. This is a 2 BHK interior package. They say that there is a limited offer and it can be done. Wardrobes, 2 numbers, dressing, kitchen, TV unit, shoe rack, study table, all put together in 2,95,000. It looks very, very attractive, but do you really think it can be done in this? Definitely not. Let us understand, most of us feel that interiors is just furniture and decor. But there are a lot of other things. Civil work, electrical wiring, manual carpentry, actual storages, which would be your modular stuff, the lighting, the bought-out items, the fixtures, appliances, fittings, and a lot of finishes. If you did not plan for these, or if you were not prepared for this, it's definitely a surprise with respect to the budget. It's going to increase more than 30 to 50%. And you will be forced to compromise on quality. And also, if you're not conveyed about the cost, then it is definitely a surprise. You must have a transparent, itemized bill of quantities before starting. It can be room-wise costing, an estimate, with the list of storages, with the list of add-ons, just at least a projection for the add-ons or bought-outs for you to know how much it's going to cost for your entire interiors. We move on to the next point. Hiring designers, contractors, based only on price or looks. So if you are going to hire somebody by just the cheap quote, by just looking at this, which looks very attractive, or a lot of his Insta posts or his website looks very interesting, very, looks like they have done work. But then what about their quality of material? What is the hardware and finishes that they are offering? How would their execution be? Are they going to respond on time? Are they available when you need the most? What about time delays? And what about cost escalations during the execution? So they should be accountable to whatever they have promised. So evaluate your designer or your contractor based on their process. Check out their process. Past work. You would want to see what, a couple of places where they've actually executed. Material offerings. What is it that they're offering? What are the catalogs? What are the samples they have? What is the warranty terms and conditions? On-site supervision, and of course the documentation, which is more like a legal binding. So this is a couple of slides are about the core material. I'm sure a lot of you all know about this, but just recapping on the core material, because this is the core of interiors. What would be the material used for the carcass, whether it is a BWP ply or it is a BWR ply, for the wet areas, dry areas. What would it be for the shutters? What is the alternative? Would he provide a HDHMR boards? This is another alternative when you're using different finishes. We also have the finishes, which is more like a skin for the body. So would it be laminates? So how unique are your laminates are? What is the latest available in these laminates? Because we've been seeing a lot of these laminates for almost 2 decades now. There are newer finishes like the membrane, which is low maintenance, can be easily cleaned, and also inexpensive compared to an acrylic. If you look at acrylic, this is definitely a premium finish. And this is surfacing material resulting in a mirror-like finish for a modern aesthetic. It is durable, scratch and moisture resistant, and very easy to clean. Also, we have the different options for handles. So we're just looking at finishes and handles. There are a lot more to put together in a house, but just a few of them are about the handles, regular handles and edge profile handles and the gola. So if you look at these, the edge profile, and I'm sure everybody knows about the regular handles. So easy to use, do not require a lot of maintenance, and it's widely preferred classic range. Edge profiles, it's an intelligent design where it's put on the fascia of the shutter and it's placed along the edges and appears handleless. It gives a visual feel of handleless option because nothing is protruding out. Then another option is the gola, where neat design that gives a seamless look. These are attached with the cabinets instead of the doors. Lower cost than traditional handles. Comparatively, these are definitely lower cost. We move on to the next topic, which is poor lighting and color selection. So Bengaluru apartments often have limited natural light, yet many people install only wall lights. So correct lighting creates the desired mood and enhances a space's aesthetics. Now we all know the traditional way of having tube lights or some wall lights or a few show lights. But there are a variety of lights available now in the market. Why is it so? Because each of it has a purpose. So if you look at this, these are accent lights. pointing on a certain object, like your wall frames, photo frames. You have these decorative hanging lights. You have the task light used for reading or, especially at one particular place. And then you have the ambient light, which is the majority of lighting. So these create a relaxing and calm atmosphere at home. Also, this creates a lot of mood in the home. So you can keep changing. So if you didn't know about it, or if your designer didn't tell you about it, you would definitely have dark corners, harsh lighting that ruins the mood, difficulty in cooking, reading, and working. So what would you want to do? Plan a 3-layer lighting: ambient, task, accent, and decorative before electrical points are finalized. So each of it, you should know where the electrical points need to be drawn, and that has to be given at the design stage. Let's look at the color choices. So if you do not have any logic behind color choices, it would just be a mono theme like this. This definitely looks good for some of them, but isn't it just all the same thing? This looks a little dark. Okay, let me go on to make it look light. But everything is on one single tone. So we could have a 60-30-10 rule, wherein 60% is the main room color. Something like this. That will be your main room color. 30% being the secondary color, and 10% being the accent color. So the accent color is from your furnishes, like your curtains, your accent chairs, your sofa. The secondary color is mainly the actual furniture that you're making, which would be your TV units, wall panels, your kitchen color, and all of that. The main room color would be the painting for your rest of the walls and your fall ceiling and your ceiling. So I would ask, if I'm a homeowner, I would ask myself, why do I need an interior designer? So they understand the space better than anyone. They're qualified. So they will see what layout optimizes the ventilation, how to add storages without clutter, what lighting and electrical wiring is needed, and how to use every inch in a compact Bengaluru home. Why do you think an interior designer talks in millimeter? It's very, very important. In a 10 by 10 space of bedroom, every millimeter or every centimeter is very, very important. Also, someone should give you a one-stop solution. So it's not just the modular furniture that is making the interiors. You would want to have the space planning. You would need personalized designs. It should be managed properly in the budget that has been agreed. The factory finish, and a dedicated project manager at the site who would be your point of contact. You would have false ceilings. You will need some civil work like your plumbing, electrical work, or it could be some of the walls are moved, removed, or added. Some partitions are added. Plumbing work is there. You also have, if you want to add a different flooring, probably your wooden flooring in some areas, or you want to highlight some areas, you would want to change your flooring. And wall tiles for your kitchen, for your bathrooms, for your dining, crockery. And after all of this is done, you would definitely want to paint your house and get the deep cleaning done. So here, would it be easy for you all to hire one person for all these, or multiple people for these? An interior designer will coordinate all vendors and timelines. So these vendors, so they may have their own staff or they may have their subcontractors working with them, who would be your plumbers, electricians, carpenters, painters. Coordinating everyone yourself is a nightmare. So leave it to the interior designer. Designers manage it end to end. They would know the local markets, also the materials which are found in the right place, the contractors, and the rates, the pricing also. So Bengaluru has a huge variation in quality and pricing. So there are some wholesale markets. If you're going to buy lights, you know where to buy.
Hello, Latha ma'am. Sorry
Yeah.
to. Can you move the camera to your left side a bit? Sorry, the right side, the other side.
Is this okay?
You're not properly visible. A bit more. No, it got worse. Can you? Yeah,
Is it fine?
yeah. Can you move the camera towards your right? Yes, yes,
Is it better?
yes. It is.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're talking about the materials, the contractors, and the market rates for a lot of these items. So designers already know because they've been working on different projects or multiple projects. They would know whom to contact and where to find out. They add long-term value. A well-designed home ages well, sells faster, and feels better to live in, because design is comfort, durability, and beauty. By just looking at a house, I'm sure by now a lot of us can make out whether it is a carpenter who's done or an interior designer who's been a part of it. So when do you actually need an interior designer? I would say when you're 6 months away from possession of a new flat or villa. That's the ideal time you can actually plan your electrical, plumbing, and layouts. If you're renovating a house, which is like a 5-year or a 10-year-old house, then you will have to know about the lighting options, the wiring, of course, effective space utilization, and latest materials. When you're renovating your house, you would definitely have the option to probably design your space better, and that's why you would need to hire an interior designer. When you want efficient storage in compact layouts, most Bengaluru homes need custom storage solutions. So like I mentioned, every house is different, every family is different. Their needs are different. When you also value your time and professional execution, a designer speeds up the process and ensures quality. He is bound by the agreement or the sign off that you have with him for the timelines and for the budget. So definitely they would keep up their promise. When you're investing in a long-term home, so if you plan to stay in this house for at least 5 years and more, then do plan it better for better living. I would just like to talk about who we are. Sambata Creations is an interior design studio with experience centers in Bengaluru and Vijayawada. Our mission is to craft beautiful, functional, and unique homes tailored to the individual's lifestyle and personality. We started in 2015 and we have delivered more than 400 plus homes of different styles and sizes. So each of it reflects the creativity, quality, and excellence. Our vision, our expertise, designing spaces that inspire. And this is our process. We start with idea and concept. We listen to the clients and understand what they want. What is it that they're looking to have in their house as part of interiors? We do the space planning, take measurements from the site, and do the planning. And then we create these 2D and 3D visuals and walkthroughs, which are very, very realistic, and everybody can visualize how their home is going to come up once it is executed. Of course, production, the factory work, and then the installation at the site, quality check, fixing the snags, checking the alignments, and then deliver the project and hand over to a happy client. Now we come to the end of the presentation. So we can go ahead with the questions if you all have.
Yes, ma'am. Sure. Okay, ma'am. You can turn off your presentation. You can stop
Yeah.
the presentation. Yeah. Okay. So, guys, if you have any kind of questions or doubts, you can ask now. We are going to start our Q&A session. So you can either raise your hands or put your questions in the chat box.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good
My
evening, Archana.
question for today is like, which is better, ma'am? Rolling, sliding wardrobe is better, or a hinged wardrobe is better?
Sliding wardrobe is better if you're
Mm.
having lesser space next to your wardrobe. Say if there is a bed very close to the wardrobe, then definitely you can go for sliding. But do select a very good quality. And hinged wardrobes, if there is minimum of 2 feet next to the wardrobe to open the shutters, go for hinged wardrobe. Lesser costlier, and when you open, you can see everything all together.
Okay. What will be the cost difference, ma'am, for the both?
20% more.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
So we've got one question in the chat box. How are interior designers different from architects?
Yeah, that's a very good question. That is the reason why we all have a job today. So architects are qualified people who actually look at the overall construction layout of the building and the entire elevation, structural designs, and the placement of beams, columns, all those are given by them. Once the house is constructed or the flat is ready, they normally hand over the interior responsibility to interior designers. Interior designers do not look at the exterior part or do not look at placement of walls and the structure. They don't touch the structure of the house or home or flat. They only manage the interior spacing and storages. So if you take an example, if your builder has handed over the flat, it has clean walls, there are tiles put in the bathrooms, there is flooring, there are electrical switches, and nothing else. But that is not what you can use. So the remaining things, starting from your modular kitchen, wardrobes, your beds, your furniture, your bought-out items like your sofas, dining tables, your partitions, your paint, the paint for the house. Probably there's just one or two coats of basic coat of paint that is given by your builders. And if you want to decorate your wall panels, you have a nice, beautiful TV unit, you have your own work from home station. All these are part of interior design activities.
Okay, ma'am. So next question is, what are the 30 by 40 duplex 2 BHK 3 BHK?
Sorry, could you repeat that question?
What are the 30 by 40 duplex 2 BHK 3 BHK quotes?
Quotes.
Yeah, quotes.
Okay. So let's look at 30 by 40. It's a 1200 SFT site. So if your house is about costing, or rather if your house is costing about 1 crore to construct it, then just spend 10% of that for interiors. That is good enough. The other way to work around is, if you have a fixed budget, say you decide to just spend 5 lakhs on your house, then I would say go with the essentials. Plan your kitchen. plan your wardrobes. That's enough for you to move in. If you already have some existing furniture, just move in with that. Later on, you can go ahead with the add-ons or the good to haves. So either you let your interior designer know what your budget is, or ask them to quote for what all you need for. So if they're going to give you an item-wise or room-wise BOQ, then you will know what you need to be prepared for. That is exactly the reason why I'm saying plan well ahead. Plan 6 months before. Your floor plan is with you for almost 3 years. In Bangalore, no house in a big community or with a premium builder is ready before 5 years. 5 years you're having time. I know all of us are paying, for the house in bit by bits, but you also can get an estimate of what this house needs as part of interiors, how much it is going to cost. You can plan your loans based on that. You can be prepared for it. You can cut down on your other costs, probably your travel cost, your vacation costs. Those can be cut down. It is better to be prepared for it, and then you can have your dream house built.
Okay, ma'am. So the next question is, you said interiors are towards the end, but electrical work should be started from the beginning during construction itself. How can you accommodate at a later stage?
Yes. So there are two ways of doing this. If we talk about flats or villas or houses, which a builder is going to give you as a ready house, then you will not have a lot of options to actually make changes with respect to electrical or plumbing. But I'm sure they have a lot of reputation and they know their job. So branded or premium builders, they plan very well with the electrical work and the switch points and all those. The layout for the kitchen, they do provide points for the chimney, hobs, sinks, all those they do provide. So with those, you just have to plan for your storages. But when it comes to individual house or a plot where you're actually building from the scratch, so once the foundation is over and your walls are up, then before you actually go ahead and do the electrical work, before you start drilling or putting pipes into your walls, you can definitely have your interiors in place. That will avoid a lot of changes and movements and re-drilling once the paint is done. So at least you should plan for your kitchen. You should plan for your plumbing in your kitchen. You can plan the way your TV units or positions and switch points. You can plan for your fall ceilings. You can plan for your bed positions. You can plan which direction you're going to put your study. All these can be planned well ahead. If you're building any partitions or walls which are closer to the windows, you will know how much depth you need to leave there for these basic storages. Standard measurements should be known to you if you are involved in the construction on your own. If you are leaving it to the builder whom you feel, sorry.
No.
Shall, sir, you can unmute yourself and ask the question after ma'am explains the first question. Ma'am, have you answered the first question?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, sir, you can ask your question now. Sharad, sir, you can ask your question now. Hello, Sharad Kakar, sir.
जी मैम गुड इवनिंग
Yeah.
हाँ गुड इवनिंग लता मैम मैम एक्चुअली मैं हिंदी बोल सकता हूँ इट्स कंफर्टेबल
बोलिए हाँ
ओके
बोलिए
मैम एक्चुअली दो क्वेश्चन थे थोड़े छोटे से थे पहला तो ये था बीइंग इंटीरियर डिजाइनर यहाँ थोड़ा सा इश्यूज एक्चुअली आई एम फ्रॉम यूपी इलाहाबाद तो पहला तो ये होता है जब हम कोटेशन देते हैं क्लाइंट्स को तो दो फॉर्मेट होते हैं या तो हम टर्न की प्रोजेक्ट्स देते हैं या विजिटिंग के साथ दे देते हैं तो उसको किस हिसाब से हम लोग काम करें कि हमको वो जो है इजी हो जाए कस्टमर की अंडरस्टैंडिंग में। और दूसरा एक इशू ये था मैम कि कई बार हमने जो कोटेशन कस्टमर को दिया उस दौरान तो चीज़ें ठीक ठाक होती हैं, फिर जब फिनिशेस का टाइम आता है सिलेक्शन के लिए या कुछ चीज़ नई ऐड ऑन होती है और कस्टमर बोलते हैं यार इतने में तुम कर ही लो, इतना प्रोजेक्ट कर, तो हाउ टू हैंडल दीज टू क्वेश्चंस इफ यू कैन हेल्प मी।
Yeah, so correct me if I'm wrong. My understanding is you are an interior designer.
या
Okay, all right. So first of all, if you are having this confusion, then I would say the space planning is not clear. The requirement is not, the understanding of the requirement needs to be there between you and your client. तो पहले आपको पता चलना है कि हर रूम में क्या क्या बनाना है। तो देखिए 10 आइटम आपको अग्री किए हैं उनके साथ, सो 10 आइटम का आपने 10 लाख का एक एस्टिमेट दिए हैं। उसके अलावा जो भी होते हैं आपको पता है लेकिन क्लाइंट को पता नहीं है, तो पहले ही उसको अपडेट करना हमारा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी हो जाता है कि देखिए 10 लाख में जो जो हम अग्री किए हैं ये सब तो बन जाएगा, लेकिन 2-3 लाख एक्स्ट्रा भी हो सकता है। जो आप मेरे साथ शॉपिंग जाओगे, see obviously even if you're going to buy clothes you go with a budget of 5,000, so but you may exceed a little bit, right? That's just with clothes. So अगर हम एक घर के लिए जा रहे हैं और वहां अच्छे बेहतर बेसिन सेलेक्ट कर लिए, बेहतर टैप्स और प्लम्बिंग आइटम्स खरीद लिए, या फिर हम दूसरे फर्निशिंग्स के लिए जाते हैं, वॉलपेपर्स, कर्टन्स, अप्लायंसेस के लिए जाते हैं, ये चिमनी, हॉब, इतने सारे ब्रांड हैं, सो अलग अलग प्राइसिंग होते हैं ना उसके, तो ये उसको पहले ही प्रिपेयर करके रखना है। दैट इज वाई आई वुड सजेस्ट आप एक पहला कोटेशन जो प्रिलिमिनरी कोट होता है उसी में आप एड ऑन आइटम्स का भी या बॉट आउट आइटम्स का भी प्रोजेक्टेड प्राइसिंग उसको दे दीजिए। सो आप मुझे एक क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हो कि उसका बजट ज्यादा दिखता है, दैट इज बेटर rather than come face this situation right later.
Yes ma'am, that happens.
Yeah, so I always feel if you have kept your client updated and usko pata hai ki itna spend karna hai, if you get to know, see you are building a rapport और आपको पता है कि वो उतना स्पेंड नहीं कर रहा है, उसका बजट नहीं है, तो ऑल्टरनेटिव ऑप्शंस बता दीजिए ना। 10 लाख का इंटीरियर 8 लाख में भी बन सकता है, 5 लाख में तो नहीं बन सकता है ना, इतना वेरिएशन तो नहीं होता है। सो 10 लाख का इंटीरियर 8 लाख में भी कर सकते हैं, या आप उसको बोलिए 10 चीज में आप 6 चीज अभी बना लीजिए और 4-5 चीज आप बाद में एड ऑन कर लीजिए, ऐसे भी बोल सकते हैं इफ बजट इज अ कंस्ट्रेंट।
और मैम व्हाट अबाउट द चार्जेस, जैसे जो चार्जेस हम करते हैं, पे करते हैं, चार्जेस कस्टमर से बताते हैं कि कुछ लोग स्क्वायर फीट पे चार्जेस करते हैं, कुछ परसेंटेज पे चार्ज करते हैं।
Sorry Sharat sir, we have to limit the number of questions per person. Sorry, so we have to move to the next question. So what is your starting price for 3 BHK for basic interiors? That's one question.
Probably around 10 lakhs.
Okay, ma'am. So the next question is, what are some of the affordable automations available in the market which are very useful?
So automation in terms of lighting?
Sanjan Daniel sir, can you clarify it in the chat box, please?
So I just meant in general automations which are useful at home and which are affordable also.
Yeah, home automation for your lighting is definitely useful, and especially if you're in having duplex apartments and little larger spaces, you can have motion sensors for your walk-in wardrobes, your bathrooms. You can have alarms and timers set for your geysers, and also there are different mood settings for your living areas. When you have a lot of false ceiling lighting, you can create a welcome screen, you can create a welcome guest scene. So definitely there are a lot of uses. And if you're a person who would want to control everything on your phone, you see that your children don't generally switch off the lights, or you're in a hurry and you forget to switch off the lights. Wherever you are, you can connect on your phone. these are all advantages. So if you
Ma'am,
are willing to spend a little more, probably 2 to 3 lakhs, you can have home automation.
okay, I think you just missed one question in the top. So how do we decide the lighting? So how do we select the lighting based on Kelvin? So I see a lot of Instagram posts and all which say you choose a particular Kelvin. So how do we decide that? Are there any standard lighting fixtures for that?
So it depends, one, on the room size. So let's take an example of a 10 by 12 bedroom. So for a 10 by 12 bedroom, if you're planning for false ceiling and having LED panel lights, then probably 60 watt is good enough. You also have other lights like your strobe lights, strip lights, you have some hanging lights, you have some wall lights, then definitely 60 watt is good enough. So always go by the size of your room and ask your interior designer how many panel lights would be needed. They will calculate and let you know.
Okay, are there any standard watts which we need to consider based on the room size? And so you need to distribute it, right? So
Correct.
you need to distribute that. You mentioned there are different kinds of light, accent light, decor light. So
correct. So if you take a look at these panel lights, which is 60 watt, I just gave you an example. Go for false ceiling, and they can be distributed with 2 controls.
What if we don't plan to have a false ceiling? Is there?
Yeah, if you don't want false ceiling, they can be directly put on the surface. There are LED surface lights. You just need a little bit of drilling on your ceiling, and you can put it on 4 corners and still have other accent lights.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. So our next question is, at what point of construction should we construct the interior designer?
Yeah, I think I've answered this question, but again, I'll take this up. So at what point of construction, that means you're going to do the construction on your own along with your builder. So once the foundation is done, walls are raised, and the ceiling is complete, the slab is complete, then you will be set for electrical work. At that point, talk to your interior designer. Or another option, you have a plan given by your builder or your contractor, whoever is building your home, consult an interior designer along with the contractor.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So the next question is, how does interior design warranty, how is interior design warranties measured?
So warranty is given for the core material. So the plywood or the HDHMR, whatever is being used as the core material for the storages. You also have the finishes like the laminates, the acrylic finish, and all these. These are integral part of the storages. The third item is the hardware, like your hinges, channels, and your accessories. All put together becomes your functional storage system. These have to be measured, or these have to be covered under the warranty. So any problem with these 3 things, you will not be able to use that space comfortably. Now, the next thing would be your bought out items, like your lights, appliances, and a lot of these things which you buy from outside, that is not covered in the interior designer warranty. It is based on whatever you get from the place you buy. So your lighting vendor or the shop where you buy the lights from, they will give you 2 years warranty, 1 year warranty. See, a lot of these electronic items is just an example. They say lifetime warranty. We all know electronic items, though they say lifetime, they mean it is 2 years. So if we also have the painting and probably the texture paints and the wallpapers and all these normally come with 4 to 5 year warranty.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So the next question is, at present, which is the best material to be used for kitchen counters?
So there are, I would say, 2 options. One is the granite, the traditional granite, which is very strong and very easy to maintain, budget friendly, and also time and tested. And the second option is either the quartz, or you can go with probably another premium material which looks like quartz. They come in lighter colors and also can be used for wall cladding. So the gap between your base units and wall units, they can be used there. It gives a very premium and rich look. The only thing is probably maintenance, because it comes in lighter colors. The cons of it is probably a little high maintenance and also much costlier than granite. So if budget permits, go for quartz. Otherwise, go for granite.
Okay, ma'am. So the next question is, how many years warranty do you offer? Do you give on-site support as well?
We offer 10 years. On-site support, what do you mean by that?
Praveen sir, can you please unmute yourself?
If you have any issues, like, what are the support you provide? How you give support?
Praveen sir, you are not audible. Hello, Praveen sir, you are not audible. You can use the chat box as well if if you want. If you are facing any kind of network issue or other problems, you can use chat box.
Yeah, I see that you're saying if we get any issues. So when we say 10-year warranty, it is for any issue which is coming up in the next 10 years. Any issue which is coming up with respect to the channels, hardware, anything happening to the plywood, anything happening to laminate, all these are covered under the 10-year warranty.
Okay, ma'am. Next question is it easy to maintain an indoor waterboarding?
I wouldn't say it's very easy.
Oh.
Definitely with the kind of dengue mosquitoes we have, I don't think it's very easy.
Sure. So the next question is, can we have a just a consultation FFE instead of supplying an execution contract, inclusive of material and execution?
Yes, we do provide that. We do provide for a lot of people who do not want to part from their previous contractors or carpenters, whom they feel that, they're very comfortable and they've seen their work quality and all that. But they would definitely want to consult for the latest designs and have advice on materials, trends, what is available new in the market, and on color combinations and about paint, consultation. We normally do that.
Okay, ma'am. So the next question is, what is considered the optimal height for kitchen counters?
Yeah, between vitrified tiles and granite.
Sorry, ma'am, there was another question before that. What is considered the optimal height for kitchen counters?
34 inches. That is 840 mm or 860 mm.
Sure.
For Indian heights, see, again, people may have a difference of opinion, or other designers may say that you can go with 36 inches, but that is not for the Indian standard, because also it depends on, you're going to have a built-in stove or you're going to put a countertop stove. So ergonomically, your hand when you're cooking should not be over your shoulder.
Okay. So next question is, how do you decide the lighting fixture based on this, like the Kelvin? In India, we just decide the lighting based on the power used in watts.
Okay. So like I had mentioned earlier, it definitely depends on the size of the room. So if you have like a 12 by 15 bedroom, which is kind of a big bedroom, then you would need to ask if you like false ceiling, and if you're going to go with LED panel lights, then there will be two controls for setting the mood. If you really want bright lighting, or if you're planning for your living, you would want bright lighting for days when you have parties or gatherings. So you will definitely have more number of lights than the daily use. So having multiple controls for these lights would help you in using them efficiently.
Ma'am, my my question is basically like Kelvin is the color of the light. So the color can be warm, it can have a cooler tone. So for each room has a particular function. Like a living room will be a working kind of a tone, so more on cool tone, and if it is a relaxed space, it will be a warm tone. So do we have standard fixtures for this to choose the color of the light, meaning how warm the color is, how cool? So that is my question.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying, Sanjan. So we also have these color changing options in the same lights. These are also available these days. Okay, and also they do come with remotes where you can increase and decrease the intensity.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the same LED, you have color changing from neutral white, warm white, and normal white. So these are available for all the LEDs and for all show lights also. For all chandeliers also, you have remotes where the intensity can be controlled.
Are there any brands you would suggest, ma'am?
Philips.
Philips. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, so the next question is vitrified tiles or granite durability and strength?
Yes. So for countertop, definitely I would suggest granite. And vitrified tiles you use for the backsplash, not for the countertop. So granite comes in thickness of 20 mm, and for the countertop, we would prefer to have 40 mm. It looks more elegant, and also the tiles are about 15 mm, and you cannot do the half rounding or the soft edging in the vitrified tiles. However, you can do that with the granite.
Ma'am, how about the floor, ma'am? Granite or vitrified, which is having more durability?
I would say vitrified tiles. Again, cost, you have to consider the cost comparison also. If you are okay to spend a little more, then probably you can go with granite because it's more long lasting, and it looks, I would say it looks premium.
Premium. The one thing what we observed is with the vitrified tiles, there'll be a little chipping, right?
So probably after 10 years, you would see that.
Okay, but in granite, we don't get that, right? It's a natural stone, so
yes,
the
and more
durability
cooler, and it also it feels more cooler during hot days.
Hot days. Okay. And ma'am, first question what I asked you is regarding the sliding door and the hinged wardrobe. So the durability of both are different.
If you go with an imported channel for the sliding mechanism or a brand like Hettich or Hafley, definitely you will have no problem in durability. Also, it depends on the person who's actually fixing it for you. So if you don't get the right person and the right channel, you will have a lot of problem with the sliders. That's why people fear to have sliders and go with hinged wardrobes. You also have very premium brands like Aristo, Artus. You have these brands, or Inarc. I'm not sure if they are available in your city, but a lot of them do have centers. They do provide these imported channels, which are very, very soft and smooth closing.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. So Balaji Veluri has asked, what will be the fee, such fee for a 2 BHK, like for the consultation and advice?
That would vary between 30 to 35,000.
Okay, ma'am. The next question is getting a walkthrough video charged additional?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. The next question is for Italian tiles. How do we maintain? How do we maintain it, and how to make it stain free?
Italian marble.
Yeah.
So Italian marble for the flooring, if you're looking at, definitely the look of it cannot be matched or beaten up by anything else. It looks really, really nice. But why do you think premium builders are going for tiles these days. And why do you think we have tiles in bigger sizes? Like we have 6x8 sizes, 6 feet by 8 feet size tiles also these days. The reason, it's much easier to maintain tiles when compared to Italian marble. Over years, in the long run, if you see, you know, in the corners or under the furniture, you will see tarnishes and you will see marks, and not very easy to maintain. My personal experience, I've had 4 homes, and also, you know, my home in my native where we have tried out Italian marble, but then it's not easy as compared to tiles.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So the next question is it okay we put marble for flooring for long run?
Yes, definitely. There's no problem at all. It's a natural stone. Again, it feels very cool in hotter days, and it's very looks premium, gives a premium look, and seamless. The laying looks very seamless. You don't have to worry about grouting and all that, or regrouting every 5 years. All those are the pluses. Definitely go for it.
Okay. Next question is, what would be the cost for the interiors of around 5,000 square feet?
So it is very difficult to say upfront what would be the cost of interiors for 5,000 SFT. So it just makes me recollect, when you go to a shop for buying something, everybody will ask you what's the budget, because they do have lot of range or lot of variety to show you in each of the budgets. On an average, 5,000 SFT probably would cost you around 50 to 60 lakhs. Again, if you want to have different finishes, you want to have wardrobes which are, say, 12 feet, 15 feet wide, it varies. A walk-in wardrobe can have space for 6 feet wardrobe. A walk-in wardrobe area, it can have space for 6 feet. There could be a walk-in wardrobe area where 15 SFT is there for wardrobes.
Okay. The next question is, what should we put as a base for sitting area in a bay window?
You can go with plywood. And if you want to have storage below it, definitely go for plywood. Or if you just want to have a bench, then you can go with granite. You can also have a metal structure for the seating.
Okay. Which quality of marble is good for which quality of marble is good? Any particular make?
So again, Indian marble, Italian marble. I'm sure your architect would recommend those, or your builder will recommend those. There are a lot of options in that.
Madam, can I ask the question again? I wanted to know the base of the bay window. When you said that you can use granite or marble, and we are in Delhi, and this zone has high temperatures and low temperatures, and very high and very low temperatures. So what would you prefer in such cases?
So what I meant by the material, or the answer that I gave, was the material for the base. But over that, you will always also have upholstery. No? You may have a fabric upholstery or a leather upholstery. If it is too hot, then definitely
without that upholstery, if you want to just leave it alone.
And plywood is definitely works. It's very nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Next question is, what is the life for wallpapers? Please suggest the best type for behind the TV unit. What is the price range?
So wallpapers, they normally commit about 5 years, unless they are exposed directly towards sunlight. So if your living TV wall is closer to the window, and there's a lot of sunlight coming from that area directly facing the wallpaper, then probably in 4 to 5 years, you may have to change it, because they do have a joint after every 2 feet. And these are normally 7,000 to 8,000 per roll, which covers about 56 square feet. So for a TV wall panel, you can definitely go for wallpaper, because there are a lot of options in wallpapers. It gives a lot of textures, and a lot of options are there. But if you're looking at a long-lasting option, then go for a designer laminate, or you can go with a textured or stone type of laminate or a marble type of laminate.
Okay, ma'am. Next question is, which material is recommended for kitchen drawer?
Kitchen drawers.
Yes.
So why would it be separate? Drawers are integral part of the kitchen and the base units. Drawers are put in the base units. So whatever material you're using for the carcass, that is the actual structure, the same material should be used for the drawers, and definitely it would be the boiling waterproof plywood.
Okay, ma'am. So if any of you guys has got any more questions, you can use the chat box or you can unmute yourself to ask the questions. It would be better if you guys are using the hand raise button, coordinate accordingly.
Can I ask one more question?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
I just wanted to know, ma'am, that if you are putting a pelmet and it is coming in front of a loft, what should you do? What should be the treatment? Should you just close one part of the loft, or what should you do?
Yeah. So a loft shutter, if you have two shutters, then definitely one of the shutter has to be closed, or you'll not be able to access through the shutter which is facing the pelmet. Or if you have 8-inch gap, so again, pelmet can be fixed for 2 curtains or 1 curtain, or it can be used to fix your AC. So for a AC and double curtain, you will definitely need 8 inches gap. So if possible, leave 8 inches gap and then plan your wardrobe. Otherwise, if you don't want to leave that 8 inches, then you will have to forego on opening the loft, one shutter.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. We got another question. Suggestions for wash basin design.
So wash basins are used in bathrooms. Also, they're used in dining hand wash area or in your powder rooms, which are mostly in the common area. So common areas, like the ones which are open to guests, I would say can be designed in a neat and premium fashion. Probably a nice vanity box and a nice designer mirror. And you can also have tiling, so that the water splashes don't spoil the mirror and the counter. And also have some nice elements as lights. And if you look at the regular bathrooms, definitely you would want to have a vanity cabinet to store all the cleaning supplies. And if you want to have a storage mirror, a mirror with a storage behind it, that is also very useful. You could also have some storages above the WC, the commode, if you don't want storage behind the mirror. Those are also useful.
Ma'am, for a bathroom, can we use the box type wash basin, because water may splash and my designer says it may spoil the wood and plywood.
You can definitely use box type vanity below the wash basin. However, you should have a granite below your sink. Once the granite is placed, then you can have the box type wash basin, the cabinet. Make sure you don't give any back panel. There's no need of a back panel for the vanity cabinet or the box cabinet. You just need side panel, a base panel, and 2 shutters. This is, in the long run, it's very easy to maintain.
Any special material to be used? Any normal plywood is sufficient, or?
Same as kitchen. Boiling waterproof, same as kitchen.
So in spite of using this plywood, can we use any aluminum or any kind of other material for the wash area for washrooms?
Yes. So we do have something called wood plastic composition material, which is definitely moisture resistant. So you don't have a lot of options to use laminates and different finishes for it. So you'll have to just color it or paint it. but that is also a good option.
Okay, ma'am. We've got some questions in the chat box. Do you have any experience center in Bangalore?
Yes, we do at Hoodie Circle. And we are open 10 to 7, Monday to Saturday.
Okay, ma'am. So the next question is soil test necessary for ground plus 3 floors?
You mean soil test?
Yeah.
Yes, it is necessary.
Okay, ma'am. Next question is suggestions for types of windows.
Okay. So there are a lot of options for windows. One is the traditional and regular wooden windows where you use teak frames for the frame and the shutters, teak wood for the frame and shutters. Definitely they're expensive and you'll have to maintain them, polish them every few years, but it looks very premium, and also the cost also goes up. Alternatively, you have the UPVC windows. You may think that UPVC are those white color windows, but nowadays there are a lot of metallic options, and a lot of options which can match your other furniture. Also, the UPVC windows, if you look at brands like Fenesta, they're soundproof. Absolutely, if the house is facing the main road, or it is in a busy area, it blocks almost 95% of noise. And also they have locks. Meshes are also easy to put for mosquitoes. The next option is the aluminum windows. They're also very, very strong. There are a lot of options these days in the aluminum range, not like what used to come before, because this is used for full height windows, especially for your balconies or your living hallways. If you're planning for bigger windows, length more than 6 feet, if these windows are 10 feet, 12 feet openings, go for aluminum range.
Okay. So next question is, do you take up construction and turnkey projects?
Currently, we're not doing construction, but we do take up turnkey interior.
Okay, ma'am. So the next question, is it possible to have lift and staircase in a 30 into 40 duplex house?
Very much. You can have it.
Okay.
So I understand that space is a constraint. So there are capsule lifts. Nowadays, you get capsule lifts for 2 people, which just needs 3.5 feet by 3.5 feet diameter space.
Okay. Next question is stainless steel kitchen cabinets completely custom made. Is it good, madam?
It is good. These are options available nowadays, but there are a lot of limitation with respect to colors and sizes. You cannot customize the sizes. You will not be able to add a lot of accessories. There are limited accessory options for these stainless steel kitchens.
Okay. So the next question is how to make provision for dishwasher for future, as currently we are not planning to purchase while interior planning is being planned.
So dishwasher comes with 2 options. One is a completely inbuilt type and the other is a standalone type. If it is a completely inbuilt type, the only constraint is it has to be under the granite counter. So if you plan to buy that, then make sure that you give 860 mm gap, because the dishwasher will be 815 mm in height and standard of 2 feet. You just have to give a plumbing and a power point in the cabinet next to the dishwasher cabinet. Nothing should be given in the dishwasher cabinet. It has to be a free slot with the length and height that I just mentioned. For a standalone dishwasher, if you're planning to put it in your utility, then just below the counter, it can be fitted. Make sure your counter is 860 mm in height.
Okay, ma'am. Next question is, would you suggest glass doors for balcony or outer side above the balcony grills? I need to have a clear vision outside.
If this house is in a gated community and you have no issues with security and safety, then you can have glass windows for the balconies. Alternatively, if you want to have like a grill, a collapsible grill for the main, for the entry door into the balcony, and then have a glass doors for the balcony, that is also fine from safety point of view.
Okay, ma'am. Next question is, recliners take a lot of space. Where you said that it should be put?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Recliners takes a lot of space. Where you suggest it should be put?
Okay, so if your living room is not that big enough for accommodating recliners, these days we do have sofas which need 3 feet in depth. So for a 10 feet living space, you can have a 3 feet depth for sofa, and remaining 7 feet will be your viewing space. So for a 65 or a 55 inch, 6-7 feet is something what everybody is recommending. It gives a theater kind of effect. So, but they're a little expensive and probably not that maintenance easy. But if you get a good vendor or a vendor who will customize this for you, definitely go for it. Alternatively, if you have bigger space, you have a space for your home theater or a separate entertainment room. You have 2 living rooms. The main living room is the formal living room where you meet your relatives and guests and party, and the other is a entertainment room where it is more informal for your children and your family to view. There you can have the recliner setup.
Okay, ma'am. So the next question is, for standalone dishwasher also, we can't have the plumbing point or the supply point behind.
We cannot. The reason is this: the depth of this dishwasher is 60 inches. The depth, that is from the wall, it's going to come out by 60 centimeters, which is 24 inches. If you're going to give plumbing or electrical point, it may protrude out a little bit. So if it is in a separate space like your utility, then, and you're okay with having it protruding out a little bit, then you can go ahead. But if it is along with your kitchen cabinets, then it may not look nice if it is protruding out. That's why we are suggesting to give it in the cabinet next to it. Usually a sink is given next to the dishwasher. You should always plan a sink and dishwasher next to it. Also, when you're putting your plates and stuff in the dishwasher, you would want to rinse them. So sink nearby is always useful.
Okay. So the next question is, would you suggest pull and use dinner table from wall? How's durability?
If it is a compact space and you are just a couple of residents in the house, you can go for it. You should just use a good mechanism to actually fold.
Okay. Next question is, can we construct the stairs in the balcony space without leaving any setbacks? For the point of view of design and optimization.
You can use, but how sure are you if that is allowed? And if you're going to get the necessary legal clarifications and documents, and also you should also look at, if you want to resell this house or flat, you should have no hassles later. So consider those things.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. So we have only 10 more minutes left in our session. If you guys got any questions, you can use the chat box to ask them, or you can raise your hands to ask questions directly. So we got one more question, ma'am. Where do you suggest placement of water purifier? Can it be below sink in kitchen?
So under sink water purifiers or ROs are also being used these days if you have the necessary plumbing connection. But if you want to put it in an apartment where the construction is of My1 type or the concrete construction, and you cannot change the AquaGuard connection, that is the inlet and outlet, then you will have to put it above the sink. But if there is an option below the sink where you can give at least the electrical point and plumbing, go for it. Make sure that your trash can is also separated from the AquaGuard because that's just, you know, the hygiene point of view. And the water, there's a secondary tap which is there along with your main tap for the sink that is usually very thin. So people do complain that the water is very slow compared to what you have above the sink, where it's a bigger tap and you can fill containers, or there is space to keep a container like a jar or a jug, and you can collect the water.
Okay, ma'am. So, Jeevita Raj has raised her hands. Ma'am, you can unmute yourself and ask your questions. Jeevita Raj.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a very good evening, ma'am. All of you, a very good evening.
Good evening, Jeevita.
I have a very important question, ma'am. Like hand paintings, like some customer want hand paintings or something in the wall. So how much the scope is there? Like how we doing? Like what is the procedure? How we can and like the durability, warranty, and like someone wants, or if they in the future, like it is a futuristic like warranty guarantee. How much like hand painting, ma'am?
Yeah. Yeah, I understand your question, Jeevita. So nowadays this has become a trend, or I would say people are preferring hand painting because you can customize to your taste, and you can have a lot of options apart from having wallpapers. So it is a customized option. Definitely it is expensive. So also you should know which artist you're going to get and how durable the quality of material is going to be. So before you promise your client, I guess you are an interior designer, so you're asking on behalf of the client. So if you are promising the warranty, you have to ensure that the quality of paints that this person is using, the artist is using, is of good one. And probably every 5 years people do consider repainting their house, so they'll have to make sure that this is preserved till then at least. I hope I've answered the question.
Yes, ma'am. So the next question is, what are the points to consider for a very narrow entryway? How to make a beautiful foyer?
Okay. So foyer, everybody thinks that you need to have a shoe rack, but that's not the only thing. If your foyer is just as much as your door opening or slightly bigger than that, even if you have half feet after the entry door, you can have a nice wallpaper, a textured wallpaper or a texture paint on the wall, have a small console ledge or a console table, which is just about 10 inches or 8 inches, and place beautiful artifacts, beautiful diyas, put a nice wall frame or a wall art, and place a vase next to it. That will beautify the space.
And what about shoes, ma'am?
Sorry, hues in the sense of colors?
Shoes in the
Shoes.
foyer, because we leave our footwear outside only. And
Okay.
the entryway is very small.
So if you have a corridor where you can have a separate shoe cabinet of at least 10 inches, where a flap down mechanism can be used to hold multiple shoes, that can be done. Else, in the foyer, it is mandatory that you want a shoe rack, then go for a 10-inch depth shoe rack where a foldable mechanism is used, or a flap down mechanism is used.
Okay, ma'am. So we've got 2 more questions in the chat box. Let's end with these 2 questions. So the first question is, we already have cement shelves which are ready now. We want to make the wooden shutters. Is it possible to get a premium look?
Yes. So cement shelves is something which some of them do think that it prevents pests, and also it is low cost. So they do go ahead with that, or probably their contractor or builder has suggested for cement shelves, so they go ahead with it. But then they would be spending as much money to make the frame and to close the dummy points and then have the shutters. So once the framing is done, the doors or the shutters can be of the same kind what we do for the regular cabinets. You can use the laminates, you can go with high gloss finish, you can use the acrylic. But first point, I would say, don't go with cement slabs because you cannot customize the shelving, and also that is going to occupy a lot of space, and you cannot give proper fillers, and the closures, the door closures, the hinges, the way the hinges and doors are closing will not be as smooth as regular wooden shelves.
Okay, ma'am. So we have a pest problem. So which type of plywood you will suggest?
Yeah, so I'll take that question. So any branded plywood which comes with 10-year warranty or 8-year warranty, which is tested for termite or treated for termite, and also this is boiling water proof, you can go ahead with it. Also, I have seen, so we've done a couple of projects in Vijayawada where they do have problem with termite and pests. So what we've done there, though the plywood is treated, and also you'll have the seal and all that, that it is termite proof, termite tested, still we have given a coating of spray which actually prevents any termites. And that's really, really foolproof. So it's been more than 8 years since we have done those projects. So that's why I can tell you that.
Okay. Next question is for a balcony of 4 into 11, height of 10 feet for a ground floor flat. What kind of glass enclosure do you suggest? Is it advisable to have full height sliding glass enclosure?
Okay. So for the 10 feet height, I would definitely suggest to go with UPVC glass enclosure because they're very strong and durable. The glass is going to be toughened. You can ask for toughened glass. And if you're okay with having a little lower height, probably up to 8 or 8.5 for the ceiling, then the above thing can be closed with ceiling which looks like wood. So that's called Vox, V-O-X, Vox kind of ceiling. And you can have some nice designer lights or panel lights. That also accentuates the entire balcony, just not the enclosure, the glass enclosure.
Okay, ma'am. The next question is glass, PU, acrylic, laminate. Which will be the best choice for wardrobe front panel?
So glass, people with small children fear that they may break. PU, it is a chemical or it is a couple of coatings. So the person who is doing it has to ensure that it is done seamlessly without any cracks or without any drops of the paint. And they have to be maintained. So PU doors need maintenance after a few years. Acrylic and laminate will be my choice. I would definitely say that you will have no problem for at least 10 years or more than 10 years. And the finish and maintenance is easy. Acrylic is more mirror finish and glass finish, so very easy to clean and just one wipe with a little bit of spray, and that is easy. Laminate, matte finish or wooden laminate, wood grains, these are also very, very easy to maintain, very cost effective. Again, budget and cost is also something which you need to consider. Glass and PU are on the higher side. Laminate is the cheapest.
Okay, ma'am. So we've got one more question. That is, what should you use for outdoor cabinets?
Yeah, I had mentioned this. It is wood plastic composite, WPC. Very, very useful for outdoors. You don't have to worry about rainwater and all that.
Okay, ma'am. Yes. So it's 8:30. It's time to end our session. Yes, ma'am. So thank you everyone for joining us today. We truly hope the session helped you. And we truly hope this session helped you see your home journey with more clarity and confidence. And very heartfelt thank you to Ms. Latha Pinnamaneni. Thank you for sharing your experience so openly and for guiding the homeowners with so much patience. And also for taking so much time to answer every single questions with utmost care. So your warmth and honesty made this session truly meaningful for all of us. And for anyone who needs more help or clarity for going forward, we are always here to support you. And thank you once again, ma'am. Thank you so much for agreeing to take the session, and thank you so much for making the session a wonderful, like a success, a great success. I hope all the homeowners has got your answers, and we were able to clear all your doubts. So thank you. Ma'am.
Thank you all. I can see a lot of love coming up. Thank you so much. Hoping to see you all again.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.